3-year fixed mortgages are getting really popular right now, but the reason they make sense has a lot less to do with predicting rates and a lot more to do with flexibility. A lot of people are choosing them because they think rates are definitely going to be lower in 3 years. But actually, that's not what the market is predicting right now. And before this video ends, I'm going to show you an actual penalty quote I just calculated for a client who is only 1 year into a 3-year fixed mortgage, because that's the part almost nobody talks about. Hey, I'm Becky, an independent mortgage broker since 2004. Today, I'm breaking down what a 3-year fixed mortgage is, why it's trending right now, the pros and cons, and why understanding the penalty side matters just as much as the rate itself. What is a 3-year fixed? The simple version is your interest rate is locked in for 3 years. Your payment stays the same during that time. Then, once the 3 years is up, you renew into a new rate and a new term. That's it, nothing fancy. Right now, we're in one of those awkward mortgage markets where nobody feels fully comfortable. Some people are nervous variable rates could still move higher. Other people are worried about locking into a 5-year fix and then watching rates drop later. And honestly, both concerns are totally valid. So for a lot of people, the 3-year fixed feels like that middle ground. Not fully committing long term, but not lying awake wondering what the Bank of Canada is going to do next. Here's why it's getting attention right now. It gives you short-term payment stability without locking you into a full 5-year commitment and without taking on the full risk of a variable. So for a lot of borrowers, it becomes a wait and see strategy. You're basically saying, I don't want to try and perfectly predict rates. I just want something balanced. And honestly, that's not a bad strategy in this kind of market. Here's the important part though. The 3-year fixed isn't really winning because experts think rates are crashing lower in 3 years. In fact, a lot of forecasts right now are actually showing rates staying relatively elevated for longer than people expect. The reason the 3-year fixed is working for some people right now is more about flexibility. It sits in the middle. Less commitment than a 5-year fixed, less uncertainty than a variable, and for some borrowers, that balance just feels more manageable psychologically and financially. But there's a couple of trade-offs people should understand. If you take a 3-year fixed and the rates are actually higher when you renew, you haven't had as much time paying down the mortgage balance compared to a 5-year fixed. Here's another thing people miss. 3-year fixed mortgages can come with interest rate differential penalties if you break the mortgage early, especially in the first couple of years of the term. Usually it improves once you get closer to maturity, but it's still something you should understand going in, because a lower rate doesn't always save money if the mortgage doesn't fit your life. And this is exactly what I mean. I just calculated a penalty quote for a client with TD. They were only 1 year into a 3-year fixed mortgage. The remaining mortgage balance was about $185,000, and the estimated penalty just over $7,100. Now, that doesn't mean the mortgage was bad. It just means penalties are real, and you need to understand how these products work before choosing them, because life happens. People move, relationships change, jobs change, homes change, and this is why I always come back to the rate is only one piece of the decision. Choosing a mortgage isn't just about today's rate, it's about how long you'll realistically keep the mortgage, whether you might move, whether your income could change, whether the payment stability matters to you, whether the flexibility matters more, because statistically, a lot of people don't actually stay in their mortgage for the full term. That's why structure matters just as much as rate. So, is the 3-year fix the best option right now? Maybe for the right person, because the best mortgage usually isn't the one everyone else is choosing. It's the one that actually fits your life and your plans.